Aliyu from ICT headquarters. Then let me start with this question. Why do we need BVAS? Who can answer this question, please? Why do we need BVAS? I like that. Someone just mentioned a word which is part of our values. You know, INEC do have a mission, vision, and values. Our values also include what? Transparency. And let me tell you one good thing about it. Transparency is directly proportional to, what do they call it? Peace. Do you agree with me? You notice most at times, we do have elections. When elections are judged to be transparent, most at times people hardly go to court. True or false? Are we together? So you can now correlate this event with what is happening as election. Are we together? Okay. Do you remember 2015 election? The presidential, there was nothing like court case. Can you remember that? Why do you think is that? Not peace. Because people were satisfied that yes, it happens. We all see how the process went through. Is that not so? So, you may choose not to do that, but this should be one of the reasons, isn't it? So, part of what ICT does is to always try to improve on the system. Our mission says to conduct free, fair, and credible election. IT services are there to help us do that. During Katida, we were just using fingerprint. And you know, technology has improved to an extent that you can use more other means of biometrics. Now we are just using Bimodal, and as the name implies, bi means two, right? Maybe in the future it will be more than two, because technology has taken care of iris. Some technology will verify you using your eye thing, okay? But now, you know, when you are designing a system, and particularly system that is actually meant for public, some people will try to abuse that process, isn't it? Part of the process you have to do as IT is to see how you can improve on this system always. So now, this is BVAS. But as my madam said, we call this INEC accreditation device. Why? Because it performs that action of accreditation. BVAS, as the person explained, it's actually meant to authenticate a voter using two means of biometric. And look at the English, it says O, it's not an. What it means, if you are being accredited with your finger, there will be no need for facial. Very important. My presentation will just go direct to key things that you need to deliver to those people you are training. Are we together? Let it be that somebody will not be insisting that, no, I have to be verified using facial and finger. Are we together? So let me just run quickly through the process. On that day, we have different election officials that are at PU. The person that handles BVAS is APO1, who is, you know, we have, even though the timing was not enough for us to demonstrate, but Madam has explained in detail. When you come, the person will just use, let me launch the app so that we see how it looks like. And one of the key things that we need to be mindful of is the security. The system has been designed in such a way that it has been secured so much. So the first thing is the person, okay, let me log in. Okay. The system requires the person to put his username and password. Okay. Okay, it brings out to this. There are so many things that are for people, but let me just go to what is more important to us, which is election. This system is designed in such a way that if you are registered in Unit A, already your information will be on the device that will be deployed to that Unit A. Is that clear? That is why Madam was explaining. You cannot go to Unit B and say you will register, because the process requires APO1 to search for your name before he accredits you. Is that clear? Am I making sense?
Yes.
That means before we deploy any machine, that machine must have been configured. Configuration means putting the system ready for usage. Like this machine, you can see now from this we have like 936 registered voters. So the assumption is that these people have been registered in this unit. All these people will now come and cast their vote here. How do you cast your vote? Is simple. You come and present your PVC, okay? The person will look at your PVC and check your name. He will now search for the name on the device, okay? Please search for Atekami. Okay, now, in this unit, I have someone who has been registered as Atekami. Are we together? So the assumption is that he has presented himself with his PVC and I've seen his surname, okay? So I will now click on accreditation. You can see now his information has popped out, right? So the next thing, let me just make a snappy explanation. There are 4 ways to search for a voter. So sometimes he might use your surname, or he might choose to use your last 6 digits of your BIN. Every PVC contains what we call VIN, okay? So when you present your PVC, the guy knows where to select. So the idea is to bring out, and you now see that this person is a valid registered voter of that unit. So that means if you are not a registered voter in that unit, you will not be allowed to cast your vote. Are we together? Click on verify. You see, it brings out 2 options, okay? It says verify photo or verify finger. Remember, I told you now you can either use photo or finger. So now, let's verify photo. Click on verify photo. It's up. The system automatically. Hello? Are we together? Yes. The system automatically opens the camera for you to snap. Is that clear? Look at how it works. It's a very smart system. It has some ways of comparison that comparison needs to be made. So if it is that person, please try to snap me. You need to smile. Can you see the picture? It says verification failed. Can you read this last message, this error message? Who can read it for me? Try again, right? What does that imply? Who can answer this question? I give him 10,000. 10,000. This was not open.
It's because you are not the.
No, God is mine.
Yes.
Do we agree with him? Okay. First one said, because I am not Atekami.
Yes.
Someone said, because the facial expression has not. Okay. It says I should place my finger. It says the same thing, right? Verification failed. Is that clear? So what can we deduct from these 2 scenarios that happened? It means the system actually checked who is this person. And one of the key things of conducting free, fair, and credible election is one man. Is one man. Are we together? Are you guys convinced that this device can achieve that? Please clap for us. At least we try. Are we together? And you know this, when you are designing system, you keep on improving on the system. We have so many other things on this, but I think these are part of the ones that you may likely need most to deliver this message. Are we together? So now, this system will be counting all the people that has been accredited successful. At the close of polls, we have what we call EC8A. EC8A will now contain all the accredited voters and all the scores by political parties. That is what we call result sheet. You know, at the end of every election, a result sheet is always produced, right? So now, and the system also, thank you, my friend. You see this? Can you all see this? What are you guys seeing here? Please pass the message. What are you guys seeing? Accredited voters, right? What is accredited voters? Accredited voters are voters that has been successfully being accredited. You understand? Because somebody, for you to be given a ballot, you must have been accredited. So the system keeps record of everybody who has been accredited. Is that clear? So it will count. And remember, INEC said when there is overvoting that result will be cancelled. So tell them, people are mindful for their action or inaction. If they know they can populate false results and at last the result will be cancelled, they will not do that. Am I making sense? Yes. You are our ambassadors. Please pass this message. When we get it right, all of us will be happy. Are we together? For now, I think this is all we need to know about this. Let me just go again to one thing. I want you to know something, please. Very important. Who knows what we call IREP? IREP. Do you know that as results are coming, we can see them on real time? Do you know that? Wow. Okay, so for your information, I think we started IREP for long. What it does is simple. As election results are coming, immediately you finish your result at polling unit, okay? You will now snap that result. That is what we call EC8E. You will now upload it. You know, most at times, people do some dubious things between on transit. That is, after you declare the result, maybe trying to deliver it, something might happen. Yes. But that is why INEC always asks people, that is polling agents, to paste the result on the wall. Do you notice that? After every election, even if everybody has gone, when you come there, you can still see the copy of a big result. We call them EC60A. Thank you, ma'am. Okay? That is, but now we want to automate the system. Please, we don't have time now to go through it, but everybody should write this. INEC election results .ng. No space. Everything small letters. INEC election results .ng. Please, after this, go and log to this site, register yourself, so that on election day, any result that is coming, you can see it. You don't need to be in this country, anywhere, it's online. That will increase transparency, isn't it? Are we together? You know, last election we had was Osun governorship election. If you are going with, I don't know who knows about Yaga Africa. Do you know about it? You watch their programs on channels. Do you know what they utilized? They utilized our INEC press. INEC result, IREC. That is where they fetch those information and analyze it to public. Our results are 100% upload to our site less than 48 hours after election. That is something big. We all press US election because of their transparency. And what do they do is because as results are coming in, you are seeing it. Isn't it? And you know, when you are building a system, it takes time to get somewhere. If you see how many years for them to get to where they are, maybe we can't just do nothing than to appreciate ourselves. Thank you, and God bless you all.
I'll give you 20,000.